YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Ant the Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, we're going to be doing a classic comb over with a taper. I like to begin every cut by brushing or combing out my client's hair. Shout out to Steel Tool Comb for this dope comb. And I just want to get everything to lay in its natural direction. So once I have everything laying in its natural direction, I'm going to take my ANDIS T-outliner with my GTX blade, and I'm going to set my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guideline. You'll also notice that since I have this tool in my hand, I'll go ahead and clean up anything else that I need to with it. So once that guideline has been set, I'm going to come in with my BABYLISSPRO Gold Foil FX, and I'm going to completely bald out that guide. And when I get towards the top of that guideline, I'm going to use that flick out motion because I want to demonstrate a smooth transition from completely bald to stubble. So now I'm going to take my BABYLISSPRO Gold FX with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to set my first guideline. Once this guideline has been set, you're going to see that I close my lever and I begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of it. And little by little as I go up, I'm going to open that lever. This BABYLISS Gold FX does have the notches, so right here you see I come in with the lever closed, and now I'm beginning to blend out that guide and connect the two. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm pushing up that guide, and I'm going to continue to push it up until it's completely gone. So now I'm on the third notch. There's 5 notches to this lever, so I go from 1, 3 to 5. So here I am at the 5th notch, and as you can see, that guide's completely blended out. So now with the same clipper, I'm going to come in with my WAHL #1 color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to set my next guideline. And I'm giving myself about the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide, because this taper is going to go right into it too. So there's not going to be a whole lot of blend work, if you will. So I want to keep everything consistent. Once that guide has been set, I'm now going to close my lever and I'm going to begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide. This time I'm not going to open my lever. I'm literally going to go right back to where I just left off with the one fully open. So the one closed typically leaves a little weight behind, so I'm going to come in with my WAHL half color guard with the same clipper with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to blend out that guide. And I'm going to use the fade down process this time, so I'll close my lever as needed and I'll continue to blend it out until it's gone. So now I'm going to come in with the same clipper but with my WAHL 1.5 premium guard with the lever open. And this time I'm not necessarily setting a guide because this is going to blend right into a #2. But I am trying to remove weight in a guide section, if that makes sense. So once I set that with the lever open, again you'll see me close my lever and I'll begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide where I left off with the lever fully open. And just like the 1.5 sometimes could tend to leave a little bit of weight behind, so you're going to see me come back through and clean that up with my WAHL #1 color guard. So right where I just showed you, that WAHL 1.5 premium guard with the lever closed left a little bit of weight behind. So I'm following it up with my WAHL #1 guard with the lever open and just knocking down that weight. I'll close my lever as needed until that weight's removed. So right here you're going to see that I wet and comb the hair off. This is also called sectioning. So what I'm doing is I'm separating the hair that I want to keep from the hair that I want to cut. So now that I got the hair sectioned off, I'm going to come in with my WAHL #2 premium guard with the lever open, and I'm going to knock down all this bulk that you see. Once I knock and remove all the bulk off, I'm then going to close my lever and I'm going to begin to connect the back taper to the front taper. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering right now, why is this tutorial in black and white? Well, it's really simple. I wish it was as simple as black and white, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, but the lighting was horrible on this tutorial. So I literally was just gonna not post it and just delete it off my SD card. I did shoot it yesterday, and today's Wednesday morning. It's like 9 in the morning. I reevaluated it and I wanted to see if there was any value in there that I could keep and share with you guys. And so I just started playing around a little bit with the filters and the color temperature and things like that. And literally when I switched it over to black and white, I noticed that the light dimming in and out wasn't an issue for some reason. So I went ahead and I just dropped that filter across the whole tutorial. And the reason why I did it is because, again, I feel like there's value in this and I didn't want to just throw it away. So right here, you're going to see that I re-wet the hair and I'm combing it because I'm getting it ready to do my shear work. I feel a lot more comfortable when I cut with the hair wet. Some people prefer to do it dry. This is just my preference. Alright, so now I'm going to begin my shear work, and I'm basically going to do this cut in 3 sections. I'm going to start from the left side, make my way to the center, and then make my way to the right side. So here on the left side, I'm going to start by pulling up my first section of hair and making my first initial cut. Once I make that cut, I'm going to pull up a new section of hair right behind that, but I'm going to include a little bit of hair from that first section that I just cut to use it as a guide and a reference point. Once I make that cut, I'll re-pull up a new section right behind where I just cut, and again, I'm going to include a little bit of the hair that I just cut from the previous section so I could use it as a guide and reference point. And I'm going to follow that theory from the front all the way to the back, from the left to the center, all the way to the right. So now that I knocked out that first row or that first section on the left side, I'm going to recomb the hair, and just like I said, I'm going to re-pull a new section starting in the center this time. But as I pull up that new section, what I'm doing is I'm making sure to pull up a little bit of that section from the left side that we just cut, again, so I could use it as a guide and a reference point. So right here, I want to show you exactly what I mean. I'm pulling up the hair right behind the section that I just cut, and you see I'm going to cut that length, and as you just seen, I'm connecting to the previous section that I just cut on the left side. Alright, so now that I'm done with that center section or that center row, I'm going to recomb the hair again, and I'm going to pull up a new section in the front, this time on the right side. The concept's the same. You see I'm demonstrating right now. The only difference here is I want to connect the taper area into that length on top the best that I can. So I'm going to use my hand kind of like you would for clipper over comb. And I'm going to pull the hair tight, and I'm going to cut from the bottom of that taper area to that top, trying to connect the best. And you're going to notice that there's a lot of length in the center. And I'm going to knock that length out, and I'm cutting right into the section that I just cut in the middle. If you notice right here, see there's weight hanging. I'm going to knock it out, and now it's connecting the two. It's not going to connect it the best, so I'm going to follow up with a little bit of clipper over comb to soften up any weight that was left behind. Alright, so now I switched combs, and I'm using my SPEEDO comb. It's a comb that's good to use for clipper over comb. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to attack a little bit of that weight that was left when I tried to connect the two. So you're going to see that I come in with my comb, and I'm going slightly at a 45-degree angle. I'm not necessarily trying to round off the cut, but I'm trying to soften the top where there's some weight and allow it to flow nicely into that taper area. So now that everything's coming together, I'm going to take a little bit of product. I'm gonna put it in my hand, rub it around, and then I'm gonna apply the product on my client's hair. I am gonna style them out right here. I'm not necessarily gonna show it because it's basically just a classic comb over. But once I get the product in the hair, style it out, I'm now gonna set his hard part. And I say set because I'm only setting it in with the trimmer, and I'll finalize it with the razor. So right here, I'm just trying to keep that hard part as natural as possible without going too wide, but allowing it to be sharp and pop at the same time. Alright y'all, so here is a look at the final cut. I know this may seem simple, but I assure you there's value here. This cut right here is a high demand cut, whether you're in school or in a barbershop setting. I could almost guarantee you this cut is asked for 6 times out of 10 cuts that walk in the shop, so there's value here. I want to say shout out to Tommy G. You are the winner for my ceramic blade for the T outliner. I appreciate you, my boy. Again, that's Tommy G. I'm going to continue to go down that list, so you guys stay tuned. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.